Hi, this is MXUX. This is a video on Lordstown Motors. Right now, we've got the International Scout family. This is news. Berlin, Volkswagen in talks with Taiwan's FOXCONN about a partnership to build vehicles for the Scout brand. It's going to reintroduce the Scout brand, and here's the picture of the Scout brand in 78. These were very popular Ford Bronco type adventure vehicles, I guess you would call them, in 78. It's planning to build a pickup truck and a pickup truck and an SUV starting in 2026 that will be designed, engineered, and manufactured in the United States for U.S. customers. Now, it says here, Taiwan's FOXCONN. Who they were in discussions with are the Lordstown Motors FOXCONN Partnership. And they're going to be designed, engineered, and manufactured. Designed, engineered by Lordstown Motors and manufactured in the United States at Lordstown, Ohio, for U.S. customers. So, conveniently, they leave Lordstown Motors out of this equation, but they're right in the middle of this. This is Reuters, 11/29/22, so this is news. If you wanted, now, I am of the opinion, and I'll say it later, but I think there's a 51% chance that this is going to happen, this partnership, and they're calling it a partnership. And if you remember, Dan Niavaji said during the last call, they're looking at a new partnership. And I believe there's a 51% chance that this is going to go through, and I'm going to tell you why. Here's my summary. The start of production is 26. They got two models, a pickup and an SUV. They're forecasting 250,000 units annually. They were talking to Magna, but Magna doesn't have a U.S. plant. So Magna would have to build a plant. I do not believe they're going to be able to hit this deadline and build a plant to make these vehicles. They're now talking to FOXCONN Lordstown Motors. This is from Reuters in Germany, from insiders at Volkswagen. Volkswagen has $1 billion funding for the project, plus outside funding. So this is going to be $1 billion. You know, it's always $500 million with these car companies. This is going to be $1 billion to launch the vehicle, get it from concept through to start a commercial production. And once outside sales start, they're going to go public. That's my opinion. Maybe some venture funding thrown in there in the middle. This is going to be a standalone unit, not VW. It's going to be a direct sales model. So again, they were talking also to Magna. Magna has no U.S. plant. So 2026 start of commercial production, and they're going to barely make it. They have to sign this contract stat. Okay? They have the website up. It's up and running. There's a cult following on these vehicles. This is going to be a very successful battery electric vehicle. Here are the two models. And if you look at them, this is the Scout. And that looks like an ammo. Look at those corners. That's like the FOXCONN model, what is it, B? MIH platform. This looks like the Lordstown Endurance platform. Like this is a bespoke job. This is from the Wall Street Journal. VW plans to invest more than $1 billion. For the project and seek additional funding from outside investors to enter production. Once up and running, VW could list the company on the stock exchange, people said. So that's the plan right there. And they want to go with an asset-light production, much like the Endurance. which means that they're going to own the IP, they're going to own the brand, they're going to do the marketing, they're going to do the sales. It's going to be a direct sales model. They're going to do the executive management, but all the engineering and production and supply line is going to be handled by a third party, in this case, the Lordstown Motors FOXCONN joint venture / formerly joint venture, now partnership. Just a break in the video here. This is my infamous flowchart. As you can see, you come in at the top with a prototype, you go into what was the joint venture, which is now a partnership between Lordstown Motors and FOXCONN. Lordstown Motors provides the engineering, the crash testing, the homologation, the certification, alpha, beta, pre-production, bill of materials, assembly instructions, basically takes the car from a clay prototype, clay, fiberglass, and plywood prototype up to production, at which point FOXCONN takes over with the supply chain and the assembly, which is going to build 250,000 of these a year. And they're quite capable of doing that. It's not a problem. It's exactly what the company's set up for. Little history. Quit production in 1980. Fierce rival to Land Rover, Jeep, and the Ford Bronco. Under VW's plan, the subsidiary would have its own management. Okay. Just like other VW brands, my new reading on this says total new company. I'm just going to cut here to an insert from John McElroy from Autoline on the Scout.
That company is Scout, the brand new battery electric startup that's getting launched by a small number of gutsy executives from Volkswagen of America. I call them gutsy because there's only 7 of them. And even though the Volkswagen Group is bankrolling them, they had to resign from their jobs at Volkswagen of America and go and start Scout as a totally separate company. That means they had to give up their company 401k savings plan, their company healthcare benefits, and even their company issued laptops. So now they are true entrepreneurs. They got skin in the game. If this fails, they're going to crash and burn. But if they're successful, they will be compensated handsomely.
Read as no employees, no hourly employees, everything asset light, contract manufacturing, contract engineering provided by the Lordstown Motors FOXCONN partnership in Lordstown, Ohio. Will join the election by creating a new company with the long defunct Scout nameplate, once used by International Harvester. Scout brand will begin production in 2026 with an electric pickup truck. Now, 2026. They want to have startup production in 2026. Hightower said he can do a vehicle in 2 years on the MIH platform. So if they start in 2023, that would be 2025, but these aren't necessarily going to be on the MIH platform. They're cutting it close. What I'm saying is they are going to have to award this contract certainly by next year. So prototypes will be revealed next year. And this is what Lordstown Motors, if you remember my flow chart, needs to get started on the design, engineering, bill of materials, alpha, beta, pre-production vehicle, crash testing, certification, homologation, start of production. So they hand over the prototypes to Lordstown. They do that. And on a new platform, okay, so this may mean it's going to be a new platform, not the MIH platform. I'm not sure. Designed specifically for the U.S. market, this new platform could be the endurance platform, new as in not a VW platform. So that could read to be the MIH platform and the endurance platform for the truck. Prototypes will be revealed next year. So as soon as these prototypes are ready, they need to turn them over if they want to reach this 2026. The return of the Scout name has been rumored recently. hints at other details of the Scout's rebirth, aiming to ultimately end up selling 250,000 Scout per year in America. And Volkswagen got the Scout moniker kind of by accident when they took control of Navistar International, the descendant of International Harvester, in 2020. So they acquired all their intellectual property, and one of those being this vehicle. And this is going to be a killer battery electric vehicle that is going to compete with Ford and all the others. I think this is just a great combination of the chance that VW acquired this IP, meaning the prepared mind of the FOXCONN Lordstown joint venture. You need to know 40% of sales and 50% of VW profits come from China. VW wants out of China and into the U.S. market. Magna would have to build a plant for this. It's going to take too long. They're never going to hit that 2026. So this looks like it is the new partnership that DJ Dan Niavaji was talking about in the last earnings call. In my opinion, 51%. Yes, this is that partnership. Not a financial advisor, engineer, attorney. Do your own DD, satisfy this information to your own liking. I just want to say, in general, about VW, you know, under, I think it was the CEO who was fired by the board of VW, his plan was to spend billions, which looks like they may be allocated to this program, to build a new factory dedicated to battery electric vehicle production. He also launched the ID.4 and the Porsche Taycan. And this new factory was, now, let's just cut to the chase here. He was fired. The factory has been stopped. There is not going to be a new factory. The Porsche Taycan is experiencing battery fires. The ID.4 is bricking. I think the board has realized, hey, we're not very good at doing these battery electric vehicles. Maybe we ought to get somebody that knows what they're doing, like this Lordstown Motors, and maybe we ought to get somebody that knows how to build, assemble these electronics like Foxconn to do this for us. So this represents a pivot for VW out of China into America, out of BEVs, into BEVs out of ICE, and into the pickup truck market. And I think the stars are aligning on this. They got a good product. They're looking at affordable pricing. They're going to get the IRA law, the Inflation Reduction Act subsidies by building in the U.S. And the whole Lordstown Foxconn partnership was designed for clients like this. I do think there's a 51% chance this is going to happen. I would give it a 49% chance of not happening. Good luck in the market. This is MXUX. Ride is a high-risk environment. Still a risk, although risk is diminishing rapidly on Ride, in my opinion. It is a risk-on and high-risk investment. It can result in catastrophic losses. Good luck in the market. MXUX here.